States for 45 years, worked as a doctor, was the chief surgeon from 1975 to 2001 at Holy Cross Hospital, and should be treated as the other doctors charged.
It was very hard for me, 4 years to stay away and to not knowing anything that he's coming home or not coming home.
How are they going to give me back the 3.5 years of my life that I lost?
Hopefully I get good news that my dad will be home. That was my every morning.
My journey was fought with hardship and excruciating path, and tested my strength, my faith, my resolve. But today I stand tall. I stand tall, my belief in the power of the truth fortified. Above all, my family can hold their heads high, their dignity and honor intact, maybe even enhanced, and that is a victory worth every scar I carry. I learned that even in the deepest abyss of despair, a faint flicker of hope persists. This small spark is evidence that there is always a reason to fight. For me, that reason was for me and Sonia, and the fragments of life that we once shared. For them, I endured, I persisted, and I survived. Thank you.
This is an extraordinary story of an Indian doctor, highly respected, highly successful, who was prosecuted by the FBI.
Government indicted me in 2018 on the charges of Medicare fraud and narcotic distribution, and that was a totally false charge.
Put through the most inhuman conditions, where they tried to break him into admitting guilt or doing a plea bargain.
They gave bail to all other 5 defendants, but they did not give me the bail. I ended up spending 3.5 years in the prison waiting for the trial.
The whole family went through a lot. We didn't know if he was going to come home or not.
The only thing that crossed my mind was, I hope I see him again.
It was a constant battle every single day with news reports, friends that I've grown up with, social media, it was a daily thing.
This story is obviously very important, as you've heard from everybody here on the panel. When I got to spend some time with Sonia, I understood the depth of how important her story was. It's always the family that's a pillar, and especially behind the man of the household, you want to know who is his strength and his driving force. And typically that is the wife, and Bummy, I know, was that for Dr. Raj Bothra, but even more so it was Sonia. Her strength and her courage throughout his entire process is not something that we see often. Even though everyone around her and everyone around Dr. Raj Bothra had told him to take the plea guilty, she was one that had always said, "Don't do it, Dad."
They tried everything to make me take a plea deal of pleading guilty. I said, "I'm ready to compromise, but I'm never going to plead guilty. This is never going to happen. It is question of my honor, the honor of my family, the country where I come from, and this will never happen." They said, "You are going to die in prison." I said, "So wait, I'll die in prison, but I'm never going to take a plea deal. And if I cannot go home, I cannot go home." They tried that with my wife and daughter, told them to ask me to plead guilty so that at least I'll be able to go home. Otherwise, he will come home in a black bag.
But what he had to go through is a story of great heroism, great courage, and the victory of the human spirit that will not be cowed down and not be broken.
We do feel that it needs to be told into a film format is because there's so many different elements and layers of not only Dr. Raj, but his family as well. Their involvement during his time when he was in prison, their involvement when he got out of prison, the effect that it had on not just him, but also his family and his community was tremendous.
I was going to temple every day and praying to God that please, I don't want him to suffer like this. Either you take him away or send him back to me. But I don't want him to suffer.
Hopefully I get good news that my dad will be home. That was the first thought every morning. Hopefully we got a call from the lawyers saying that, come pick up your dad.
And through all his agony, he refused to admit guilt, and at the end, he was acquitted of 54 charges, not guilty.
Everything about the book is based on true events, everything that happened.
It's a story that really hasn't been told and obviously needs to see the light of day.
Hi, this is Prashant Shah, and I'm the producer of the film based on the book USA versus Raj. मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये किताब आप पढ़ें. And it will be an amazing experience what we are putting together, and an experience of a 79-year-old surgeon and his life story. I look forward for you to reading this book and giving us your blessings to watch the films later. Thank you.
Gave a verdict after 7 weeks of trial. The judge had to say 54 times, not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. 54 times the judge had to say that, and it pained him to tell Dr. Raj, Bothra, you are free to go home.